Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Fun House. Today I am putting a roof rack on a 2019 Honda Pilot. Please pardon the pool filter noise in the background. Alright, let's see what step one is. So as always, for me anyway, step one is go through your materials and make sure you have everything. No sense starting if you can't finish. Okay, with that done, there are some plastic screws that are just kind of filling in the holes up there if you don't have the crossbars. I guess they all come with the tracks on the sides. They just don't necessarily have the crossbars. And it says to remove and retain them. So let's go grab them and get them out. These are the plastic screws they're talking about. There are 2 in each corner, 2 in the back, left and right corners, 2 in the front, right and left corners. Don't ask me why, but for some reason, on a Japanese car, I had to use SAE Allen wrenches to get the plastic screws out. Looks like it was size 9/54. None of the Allen wrenches on my metric kit would fit. 1 down, 7 to go. Okay, so the crossbars look like this. And looks like there's a mild difference. I can't tell. I guess there's a left and a right hand side. I'm not sure the instructions are telling me which is which. They are telling me though that there are right and left brackets, and you can see that there's an R for the right, L for left. There's 2 of each of these. I guess that's pretty self-explanatory. And it looks to me like left is going to be on the driver's side. So I'm going to take these 2 bars and I'm going to put a left and a right on each of them. Hopefully they only go on one way. And I'll let you know what I find. Let's see. Okay, so there's decorative covers on these. I used my smallest Allen wrench, stuck it in this gap and pried it and popped that tooth, pried it and popped that tooth. I figure you won't be able to see that once it's on the car anyway if I did any damage. But I did not do any damage, and I got the cover off. And there's a couple holes there. And there is a slight difference, like an airplane wing shape to it. So I'm going to figure out which side these go on. And then it looks like there's 2 screw holes. There are 2 threaded holes on the crossbar. And I will get a left and a right hand on the 2 crossbars as previously discussed. Okay, if you look at the airplane wing shape on the crossbar and the airplane wing shape on the parts, this is a left, and they kind of look mirror image because it's going to go like so. And one way to tell is if you look at the screw holes, they line up really well. If you try to put the wrong side on, the screw holes don't line up right. I can't find it in the directions what you're supposed to do here, but there's enough of these short screws and these washers to where I think that the washers go on the short screws, and the short screws obviously go on here, and they will fit under the cap. And then I guess you put the cap on when that's as your last step. That way you can tighten and adjust everything. So right now I'm getting everything started. I am tightening nothing. I'm putting the screw on the end of the Allen key that is provided with the kit. Coming in, getting that started. And I'm gonna snug it just so it's touching the plastic, but I'm not tightening them because I think it needs to be able to slide in and out as I'm putting the bolts in that are gonna hold it to the roof of the car. The right-handed caps are slotted, like there's just one big slot. I'm putting these on, same as the other side, just snug so I don't have to turn it a million times once I'm ready to torque it down. But I am not tightening it. I want that to be able to slide relatively freely, so that as I tighten the bolts that are going to go through this way, into the racks that are factory mounted on the roof. This will slide in and out in coordinates until it's sitting flush, and then I can torque these all down and then put the caps back on. I think the directions don't say a whole heck of a lot, so I think I'm doing it right. But you can see, here's one side, here's the other side. Not much info. And unless there's something else in the box that didn't shake out, that's all I got. Okay, I made a bit of a mistake. I jumped the gun. I tried to install these and realized that while it's on the vehicle, you can't get those decorative caps on. But this was a good thing, because while I had this mounted to the vehicle, I realized that A, I'd like to put some Loctite on there so these can't ever vibrate loose. You can also use like a silicone gasket maker, caulk, I mean anything that's going to stop the screws from backing out. And also by dry fitting them, I was able to snug up these bolts and get them adjusted. So with the rails back off the vehicle, I'm going to take out one screw, put a dab of Loctite on it, put it back in, and then take out the other one, put a dab of Loctite and put it back in. That way it can't come out of adjustment. And then when that's all done, on all 2, 4, 6, 8 screws, I'll put the decorative covers on and then install them. That's why there's the holes in the covers there, so that you can put the screws through the bracket and into the rails on top of the vehicle with the decorative covers on. So my mistake. I also learned that it's easier to undo the bottom part, the side with this holes first, and swing that out last, than it is to pop this part out and then undo this side. So, I mean, instructions would be nice. That's it. That's the instructions. I had to figure out a lot of things for myself. Alright, when it comes to this stuff, a little dab will do you. I'm using an impact gun, a right angle adapter, and a bit just to assemble everything, but not for final assembly. I'm going to go over it and torque it down by hand to make sure it's tight enough once everything is snug. This is just to speed up the process, because I'll be here all day with the little Allen wrench that they provided. Okay, they're on. I tightened them by hand. They gave torque specifications, but I didn't have a torque wrench. I guess I could have adapted something, but I didn't have a torque wrench, and I don't know how accurate it would have been through adapters and extensions. But I basically went until this got snug and I couldn't wiggle it, and I couldn't see any gap in between there. And well, they're on and they look good. Loctite on all the bolts, so I'll let you know how they work when I load them up for vacation and test them out. Thanks for watching.